The information provided on this show does not, and is not intended to, constitute legal advice. Instead, all information on this show is for general informational purposes only. The information provided is not a substitute for legal advice, and we recommend viewers consult an attorney for specific legal matters.
Welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs here on our YouTube channel. I'm Karen Curtis, and I, of course, am joined by Eric Glazer.
Good morning.
The attorney of the hour. And we love this show. It's every Sunday at 11. And we love our sponsors that make it possible for us, especially our fantastic sponsor who truly makes us possible. The Best Roofing Services is our diamond sponsor, which
Yes.
you know I love. Idea. So thank you so much to them. And Eric is board certified by the Florida Bar in condominium and plan development law. And he has a law firm here in Hollywood, offices in Hollywood and Orlando. And we're here each week to answer all your questions, calls, chat questions about anything in your condo or HOA that makes you absolutely crazy from 1 minute to the next. And we'll get those phone lines going early for you. 717-452-9378 is the toll-free number. That's 717-GLAZER8. You can also, again, ask us a question in the chat.
Hey, good morning, everybody. And don't forget to subscribe to two things. Number one, of course, the Condo Craze and HOAs channel on YouTube. You don't have to watch the show just live. You can watch any one of our, I think, 200 shows that we have in our library at this point. Good job, Rob. And, of course, subscribe to our email list. You can do that by going to condocrazeandhoas.com. By joining every week, you can get announcements about the show, see who our guests are, find out about all the new legislation and more. And, of course, we do a blog every single Monday morning at condocrazeandhoas.com.
You've done blogs for years and years.
Yes, I think we got like 600.
They're all indexed.
Yeah,
You can
indexed. You can search by topic. Yeah.
So bright, so brilliant. And so we're also on the socials. We're on Instagram. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Apple, Spotify as a podcast, and LinkedIn.
Yes, you called me the attorney of the hour, by the way. I thought it would at least be of the day, of the week, of the month, of the year.
You're queen for the
just
day and
queen.
attorney of the hour.
Just the hour, huh? Okay. All right. Before we get going, I just want to thank everybody that showed up at the Condo Craze Board Certification class in Tampa at the L&L Condo and HOA Expo this week. A lot of fun. Tampa's always great.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to Bradenton next
Going
week.
to Bradenton, yeah. I'll be in Bradenton on the 29th. People in Bradenton treat us like we're stars over there. I'm serious. So nice. Such wonderful people on that side of the state.
Do you find that the people in Tampa and on the west side of the state have different problems than the people over here?
More HOAs as you go north in the state. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really weird. When you teach the class down here, and I guess the people that live down here, I have to think that they primarily think that
The condo
it's
laws.
the condo world only.
Right.
Yeah, but as you go north, there's much more HOAs, and believe it or not, there's more HOAs in the state than there are condos. But living down here, you'd never know it.
But that makes sense because the legislature has one person living in a
Exactly.
condo, right?
They don't mess
don't
where
even
they
know
live.
what's going on.
Exactly right. That's
So I
exactly
did not
true.
know there are more HOAs than
Yes,
condos.
there are.
We're going to pay more attention to you, HOAs.
Well, I don't
No.
know if the legislature will, but we might. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we have got such a great show for you today. And were the attendees were they confused about the new laws since there were more HOA?
Were they confused? Yes, they were.
I mean, I'm so confused.
The people with condominiums who were dealing with the reserves for condos, but not for others. What reserves can be waived, what reserves can't be waived.
Kaufman language.
Which ones have Kaufman language and which don't. And of course, HOAs with all the new laws taking away the powers from the board and from their architectural review committees. Then yes, everybody's given me, like I said, 3 weeks in a row now, a deer in the headlights look at the end of the list.
Oh, my God.
Holy cow, how many things have changed? But there's a lot to know.
Oh, my God. Well, there is, and
Yep.
it continues to be a problem. So, but today
Yes.
we are going to lighten it up.
Yep.
And we've got Halloween around the corner.
Yes, we do.
I live in a 55 and over, so that's a whole
Yes.
different ball game for me. I don't have to worry about people dressing up and coming to my door. But our new Halloween decorations
Yes.
are amazing, and we thank Robert for that. But what about the board? You think they should dress up?
Let's do this. As by the way, you have to see the community where that I live in. Oh my God, in Hollywood, it is known for Halloween.
Really, I have to go through there.
We have, if I tell you, you keep hearing, no kids do trick or treating anymore. No, we have hundreds of kids. It's
Really?
really amazing. It's such a party in the community. Kids come from all over the freaking county
Okay.
to go trick or treating.
So what
It's
are you
amazing.
giving out this year?
What am I giving out this year? We always, I'm going to show you some pictures from old pictures with candy. We take like 3 times the size of this table and just pile it on and pile it on and pile it on.
So they can take as many as they want.
Yes, and we treat the kids very
I
well.
hope you
But
have
do
Reese's
not
peanut
put my
butter
home
cups
address on. Of course, there's Reese's.
and Snickers.
What kind of a Halloween
And
would
those
it be
are the
without
favorites.
Reese's, right?
Although they like Skittles in Miami too, in South Florida.
All right. As you know, I often choose a topic for the show that corresponds to an upcoming holiday. Like we do that all the time. For example, we'll talk about flying the flag on July 4th. And the next holiday, like you said, Karen, only 4 days away, and it's Halloween. But how do you do a show about Halloween? Like, where's the connection? So today, let's see if we can make the connection and have some fun along the way. Let's talk about the various people that live and or work in your community and what type of costume they should be wearing on Halloween.
So, for example, when you think about your association's president, should he or she be wearing a Superman or Superwoman costume, or should they be dressed like a traditional scary skull and crossbones type of costume?
Right. Well, maybe you feel like you never see the board, right? And they should all be dressed up as the obvious one, ghosts. Right? Hey, Robert's a ghost today. Robert's actually, believe it or not, Robert's doing the show from California, all by remote. I mean, if everybody was able to see this, it's amazing.
This is the future.
Everything that you see that it's going on today, we're sitting here in Fort Lauderdale. Robert's running everything from California. It's really amazing.
It is truly amazing, and it's going so smoothly. I just have a question about your HOA. Do they have like big, huge mummies and skulls and
if I tell you,
and the HOA allows this?
My children are older now, okay, so we don't do this anymore. But if I tell you, I was like, toot my horn for a second. I was like the ultimate dad when it came to Halloween.
Really?
If I told you the money that I spent on Halloween decorations for the house, and it wasn't just me in my community. There's a person in my community who has a humongous house, tremendous. He must spend, no joke, I'm going to say, $30,000 to $50,000 on decorations every Halloween, and probably gives out 3 times more than that to the kids. They line up down the block and gives out all kinds of prizes and all kinds of goodies and amazing.
And so there's no HOA rule about these
no,
Halloween decorations.
it's the reverse. The HOA
more
that
the
I live
merrier.
in, the more the merrier. Really, it's wonderful that they do that.
And same thing with Christmas and Hanukkah?
The more the merrier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The HOA that I'm in, and Tom, the president, listens all the time. So Tom,
Tom, the president, thank you.
thanks for doing it the right way, Tom.
Oh my
That's an
gosh.
example of being a great president right
Now,
there.
what about the neighbors who are not paying their assessments?
Right.
And use the common areas that you pay for? I guess that they should be dressed like Dracula because they're sucking the blood out of the community.
They should do, right? And in some communities, we read about this here, there's a lot of board members that should be dressed in prison fatigue, right? Because they got arrested, and I guess
Stripes.
in reality, I guess they are dressed in prison fatigue as we speak.
They are,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, bunch of arrests.
And for those board members who love to issue violations, maybe they should be dressed up in the typical police officer or sheriff uniform, but that would be impersonating a cop. That'd be a problem.
What was the one that violation?
Oh, I see you about Cynthia.
Cynthia from State Farm, right,
violation. That was a commercial.
I personally like the sexy nurse's outfit. I would have all the women. Never mind. Anyway, and if you're trick-or-treating with your kids, your grandkids, bottom line, this year, just be safe, be heads up, have a wonderful time, and we'd love to know what our viewers think. What do you think your board members or people in your community should be dressed up as? Give us a call in the studio, 717-452-9378. Again, 717-452-9378. Or drop us a question or comment in the chat box on YouTube. We'll be back right after this.
In South Florida, the transition from bright sunshine to heavy rain and hurricanes can take a toll on your property's exterior and structural integrity. Cracked stucco, spalled concrete, they're more than eyesores. They can signal deeper issues. Now, with new Florida laws involving structural integrity requirements, we want to help you meet your milestone inspections and maintain the durability and beauty of your building. Since 2004, PD has been the trusted expert in structural concrete restoration, painting, and waterproofing for condominiums and commercial properties. Visit pd-concrete.com or call us today.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
And welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs. We are so happy to be here right before Halloween. That's the theme of the show today. If you have anything Halloweeny, I'm sure you have other questions for Eric too. But the number to call is 717-GLAZER-8, 717-452-9378. Skippy's dressed up like a dog today. I'm not sure what kind
Great
of dog
costume,
she
great
is.
costume.
But anyway.
It's really a Great Dane. Yeah, exactly.
A Great Dane.
Yeah.
So I was asking you on the break, there's probably less trick-or-treating in condos than in HOAs, right?
So I grew up in a building, right? And I remember as a kid, there were so many people going from door to door. A lot better going trick-or-treating in a building.
It is, yeah.
You got 10 on a floor, 6
Right.
floors I grew up in.
You don't have to
And
walk around the neighborhood.
You know what I remember? For those of you around my age, I guess you're going to remember. You'd go and you'd buy those costumes with the string around the mask, right?
Yeah.
You'd pull the mask over
Yes.
your face and you would sweat to death,
Yes,
right? My God, you could not breathe out of those
I was
things. Right?
Casper the Ghost with one of those. You had to like lift it up to breathe.
Oh, right, exactly.
breathe
And
through the little
you were
holes.
almost happy Halloween was over. You couldn't stand wearing the thing anymore. But the phones are stacked.
Oh, yeah, I have
What do
one
we
more
got?
question.
Yes.
In a HOA, where I used to live, all the parents would have bars set up in their driveways. Is that okay to serve alcohol in an HOA?
Oh,
on the
no, I
street?
wouldn't. Let
No,
me tell you something.
That happens a lot.
Let me tell you something. There's no way. That's a whole other show we can do, by the way.
That happens a lot, though.
Let me tell you, we probably should do a show on that, where people in high school, for example, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but people in high school, their parents would have parties for the kids, right? And suppose I told this, and my kids would be honest, my kids would tell me, they would serve alcohol at these parties when the kids were in high school. We're talking about 14, 15, 16, and I'm saying to myself, and some of these parents had money, and if God forbid
Oh,
some
yeah.
kid walked out of there, crashed or
But
killed somebody.
This is supposed to be
mm,
for the parents. Oh, the kids are trick-or-treating. They drink the alcohol.
I don't think I'd be serving anybody alcohol and walking in the busy streets, and then they walk in front of a car.
Okay.
And that's just me. That's, lawyers are look at things that way. I wouldn't be serving alcohol in the street. I don't know if somebody's allergic to the alcohol. I don't know if somebody's going to get hurt. I don't know if they're going to give it to their kid. I ain't serving alcohol. All right, let's take our first call. Who do we got, Robert? First call, Rob. Who do we got?
It's Julia. Good morning.
Hey, Julia. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
How are you, Julia?
That's the first time I see you in the white jacket. You look spiffy.
Thank you very much.
Spiffy and
Spiffy.
Skippy.
Spiffy and Skippy we got
Karen
today,
with
right?
her hair up. You guys are dressed up today. So a comment I wanted to make is that the current system is definitely rigged against the owners. It's very difficult for the owners to get justice because they have to open up their own pocket and they have to learn the laws and they don't have a lawyer on staff like the board does. Really not nice. Something ought to be done about it.
Well, bottom
That's
line
the
is the
situation.
board gets to use your money to fight you, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, That's why we have arbitration statutes, and that's why we have statutes that allow you to get attorney's fees if you win. You try to level the playing field as much as you can. You have mandatory mediation so that hopefully it doesn't become a very expensive case. But as we
Yeah,
know,
they have,
sometimes it does. There's a records case that just came out of Boca Raton where the association wasn't allowing somebody access to records, and it went up to the District Court of Appeal.
Oh,
Started
why
out, I
would
think,
they
at
even do
arbitration.
that?
Suppose I told you the attorney's fees for the owner was $200,000, but
But
the
they won
but they
because they
won.
had the
Yeah,
right to the
but the
records.
association had to pay it. Correct. So yeah, Julia, sometimes it's stacked, but
Can they
I
do
don't
a,
know if there's another way to go about fixing it, to
can they
tell you
do
the
a
truth.
special
so
assessment to pay
my
attorney's fees?
So they can. They do it all the time. Yes.
God.
And they
so
will.
my question is
Yes.
regarding this similar situation that's affected by the state of matters. So their board imposed a fine against a condo owner, and I usually attend those grievance committees. So the owner posted a proof that the notice was not done properly.
Right.
The owner quoted the statute and informed the committee that they have a proof of a late notice, and the owner was still fined. One of the reasons is because Cam put a pressure on the committee saying that everything was up and up. Committee is clueless. They have, I
Right.
think, as a matter of fact, not just the board, but the committee members have to attend the education.
Right.
That
Okay.
would be my suggestion on the immediate session.
Sure.
So what can the owner do to first reverse the fine and second have action against the CAM that was retaliating and actually sue for damages because the owner had distress. They have to waste their time. They have to probably engage the attorney.
Yeah.
What
Well, you
can the
don't
owner do
get
in this
damages
situation?
for that, but if the association did not properly give the notice and they're
Mhm.
trying to actively collect this fine, the unit owner would have the right to go into court and file an action for what's called declaratory relief and say, Judge, they didn't follow the statute. We want an order from the court saying that since they didn't follow it, they can't collect the fine from me. And the unit owner would be entitled to have the court rule on such an action. And again, that's called an action for declaratory relief under Florida statute. I think it's 86. And that's one way of putting a stop to it. Now, when you started the call, you said that oftentimes the owners are at a disadvantage when they go up against the association. I will tell you that in the 2 legislative sessions ago, that's what the legislators were hearing all the time.
Okay.
And even when we complain to the DBPR and as a condo, we want help, and they're not helping us. There's no jurisdiction. One way that was at least an attempt to combat that, Julia, was that the jurisdiction of the DBPR to hear certain disputes was expanded tenfold. So it used to be that if you complained to the DBPR, all they would tell you was, sorry, we don't have jurisdiction. One way to combat the problems that you were suggesting is that the DBPR now gets to hear almost any type of dispute that you can come up with, at this point. Their jurisdiction was widely expanded. So that might be one way the legislature is hearing you and giving the owners the opportunity to at least, have the ability to fight back somewhat. But Julia, thanks for the call. We got a bunch of people stacked up behind you. Who's next, Rob?
All right.
You
Thank
got
you.
it. Be well, Julia. Thank you. Hi, who's there?
Elizabeth.
Hi,
Hey,
Elizabeth. Good morning. How
Where
are
are you
you?
calling from?
I'm in Panama City.
Oh,
Hey,
cool.
how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. The problem I'm having is I requested access to records, and I received a letter from the board denying my request, saying that I'm violating Florida statutes, adversely affecting the safety and soundness and encroaching on the legal rights of owners because I have plants on my porch that they don't like. And they're giving me 14 days to remove the plant, or they're going to come in and remove them at my expense.
Wait, hold on
And
a
they,
second. Wait, because there's two
Yeah,
there's two
what
things.
records are you asking for? Are you asking for like who's not paying what?
Right. I mean, are they not
official,
giving you access to the
official,
records because you have plants?
no, they won't give me. I gave them a record request, access to records, minutes, different receipts and things, the official records that I should be allowed to
Right. And
get.
why won't they give them to you? Because you have plants?
No, it's because they're
They're saying that I am violating Florida statutes, and the
Oh.
ones that they're saying that I'm
Do you understand where
violating
I'm going with
are
this?
the
I
ones
do.
Yeah. Okay.
Retaliatory.
So
that say
so
that I'm
so are they
encroaching upon
retaliatory?
the lawful
So hold on.
lawful rights of us.
Slow
Okay,
it down. Slow it down. So are they not giving you access to these records because of your plants? Yes or no?
that's correct.
Okay.
Until I comply and remove my plants, they say that they are denying my records request.
Okay. So doesn't sound like this is too complicated. Did you make the request in writing?
I gave it to them in writing at a meeting, and I also sent it certified.
Okay, and they still won't give you access to the records. Okay. So what you
Correct.
can do, ultimately is wind up filing an arbitration action against the association. What did I just say 2 minutes ago, right? There's a case
No,
that
I
yeah,
realize that, but what I'm wondering is, do they have the right to come on my porch and take my plant
I
and charge me for it?
I'm not saying that they do. I'd have to see what your governing documents say. Some documents actually have language in it that says the board has the right to remove violations or make certain repairs, things of that nature. So I'm not going to say that they absolutely can or cannot do something without seeing
Well, it's
somebody's
funny.
governing documents.
They're
You
arguing
know?
that she's violating privacy laws, and then they want to come on her
And then they
porch
want
and
to
take
come
her
right,
plants.
right. I'm not saying that they have the right to do that, but they might. They might. I don't know. I have to look at your governing documents
Right.
to
It says
say
no
one way
plants.
or another. What I definitely know for sure is that they don't have the right to say you can't get access to records because you have illegal plants of some sort. That I know is clearly 100% in violation of Florida Statute 718. That would clearly allow you to a judgment against them, in an arbitration
But she
proceeding.
said in the
But it
letter
will.
that they said, well, you're violating these statutes for confidentiality. And by the way, you have plants, remove them.
As long as she didn't ask for records that are normally
Yeah,
confidential,
what
it
did you
doesn't
ask
seem
for?
like, yeah, what, yeah.
No, I didn't ask for. I didn't ask for any of the ones that you discussed last week that were confidential. I didn't discuss that violation that they say that I am encroaching upon the lawful rights of other unit owners by having my plants, and that I'm adversely affecting the safety and soundness
Yeah.
of the common area.
I don't know why these
Plus,
must be
they
real
say
dangerous
my
plants. What are
light
those
is
plants
too
that
bright.
grab you like,
Oh,
the
that's a Venus
flytrap?
flytrap.
Yeah, she must have some of
It's
those.
Audrey.
Yeah. So I don't know, but you heard the answer regarding
Yeah,
whether or
but
not they could deny you, and the answer
if you
is
don't remove them and they've
no.
warned you that it's a problem and someone has a problem with egress or ingress,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's
that's
there.
not
Yeah,
good.
I do not know what's there, but bottom line is, don't let them do that to you in terms of getting access to records. Go get those
No.
records. Go fight for it. Okay.
And
Oh,
move your
I
move your
intend to.
plants.
I'm sending a complaint to the state.
Okay. All right. Wish you luck. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Keep them
Thank
coming,
you.
Robert. Next in line. Hi. Who's next? Who's there?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey,
Hi. Who do we got?
Hi, my
Sarasota.
name is Patrick. I'm from Sarasota.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about a Yankee ghoul. I'm joking, of course,
Yeah.
that came down from up north. I
A
won't
Yankee
say where.
ghoul. Oh, it's called
And
me a
it's,
Yankee ghoul. I get it. I get the insult. A Yankee ghoul.
yeah, so anyways, as soon as they came down, they're like on some grounds committee or something along those lines. And I was just walking around enjoying myself, and then this ghoul came out of the front door with the phone blazing and the light on, screaming and yelling and telling me to get out of there. I'm walking in the middle of the street.
Uh-huh.
And then, I mean, this has happened 2-3 times, and it's just unnecessary drama that kind of ruins communities.
Yeah.
But it's.
Well, I don't
But
understand. You're
I
walking
was
around.
just
Hold on. You're walking around your community, and the same
right.
person has now come to their door twice and yelled at you.
They did that twice before, but then I was walking in front of their set of condos, and I'm just walking on the street, walking around. Usually I just walk my doggy every
Right.
day. And then she comes out with a phone and she told me to get out of there. And then all of a sudden everybody comes out of the buildings. It's
Yeah.
a massive
Hey,
drama. The police are called.
What?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Look,
Oh, yeah.
maybe this person has, some sort of a mental condition of some kind. I have no idea, But what I
Yeah,
would do
I
is,
didn't want to say on the air what I think it is, but it's certainly having too much coffee, if you know what I mean. And
I don't know, but the bottom line is there another way for you to go? Avoid the
Yeah.
problem. What do you want to, have keep dealing with that for? You don't have to
yeah,
walk in front of that person's house. Stay away from
of
it.
course there is, but everybody would like to walk around the community, and
Understood.
the sheriff says, you have every right to walk around here, but they could tell somebody had too much Halloween brew, and
Oh,
they're not doing
no.
anything about it.
Yeah, I get it. And if this person does in fact become a nuisance, video it, bring it to the attention
Good
of your
idea.
of your HOA, bring it to the attention of the board, and see if the board will do something about it. If the person is becoming a nuisance to you, I mean, I'm assuming there's other people that walk around the community. So are they doing it to others, or this person has it in for you?
And is it just you or is it the dog? Is your dog permitted to be there?
Yes, I
Okay.
have a little baby Havernice.
Oh.
Yes, everybody walks around there, and I do know she doesn't like me because I've always asked a lot of questions of the board
Well,
and
there you
things
go. It
like
had to be
that, and they
something.
don't like that.
Yeah,
There you go.
I get it. Is this a former board member, current board member? What?
Yes, her husband's the vice
There
president,
you go.
and
You
so
left out the best parts.
Yeah, that's
right?
what's going on.
Right, that's what's going on. 'Cause I had to do some cross-examination. He was making me dig. But yeah, I get it. So now, you can't.
Now you know.
Now we know. And bottom line is, obviously the person on the board can't do this to you. They can't
And
take
what
any
if the
retaliatory
board member's
conduct.
a nuisance, though?
The board member's a nuisance, right? And if the board won't do something about it, potentially you could wind up filing a lawsuit against her.
Oh my gosh.
Harassment, try to get injunctive relief against that person, allowing you to walk wherever you want without going through fights and the police. I certainly think you'd have a case. But I saw something on YouTube yesterday that I couldn't believe. Who knows what's real and who knows what's fake? But
That's true.
this looked very, very real.
We've passed the singularity. It is
It-
like,
it-
I don't know what's real
This,
anymore.
this looked very real. And a person was videoing this and was through their Ring doorbell. 5 o'clock in the morning in an HOA, the president rings this person's doorbell, okay, and says, "Hi, I need to come in." What do you mean you need to come in? Why do you need to come in? Because you have an unauthorized guest in your home. You didn't give proper notice. Well, I didn't realize that the guest was going to stay over. We first realized that at about 12 o'clock at night, and I wasn't going to call anybody at 12 o'clock at night. Well, you had to give us advance notice
What?
of any guest who was going to sleep over. I need to come into your home. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and tell your guests that they have to leave right now. And the homeowner is saying, if you don't get away from my front door, I'm going to call the police from you. And he's saying, well, I'm coming in with the key. And the president takes out the key to come into this person's unit, and the key doesn't fit the lock. So the president starts screaming, "You changed the lock without authorization. Now I'm going to file a lawsuit to get you out of here." This was absolutely nuts. And let me tell you something. If this is a true video, she should sue the hell out of this HOA president.
What about the castle doctrine? Do you have the right to shoot
let
her?
me tell you, that person, if that,
You know what I'm saying?
what you just said, if that
We have that
person
right. Stand
came
your
through
ground.
the door, right, in
Right.
a state like Florida, he's lucky that
Yeah.
lock didn't open.
That's right.
Because anything could have happened if she felt that her safety was at issue,
Correct.
in imminent fear of bodily harm. Let me tell you something. She would have been justified in taking out the HOA president, maybe. And I'm not saying I'm condoning that, but if a woman was scared that something could have happened to her, and she potentially fired a weapon, maybe she would have walked. That's right.
So
So was it worth it to knock on this person's door at 5 o'clock in the morning?
you
as the
can't
HOA
have
president?
guests in an HOA,
Of course she can. This person's out of their mind, right? This person is
and they shouldn't
yeah.
have the key to your house.
In an HOA. I've never ever heard
No.
that before.
So that makes no
It
sense
but
to me.
I'm telling you, I'll find the video. It was pretty
Okay.
amazing. Anybody else finds that on YouTube, just take a look at it.
Did
Tell
it
me what
say
you
AI
think,
in
because
the
it's
corner?
no, it did not. It's about. I'm telling you, this was real. Anybody else who've seen it, call in.
Okay.
Tell me what you thought of it. Let's take our bottom of the hour break. Taking your calls, 717-452-9378, 717-452-9378, or drop us a comment or question in the chat box on YouTube. Back right after this.
are very large management companies and there are very small management companies. And I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that, where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back of the house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
And welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs here on our YouTube channel. We started the show suggesting that maybe some of your board members should be dressed up for Halloween, and if so, what do you think they should wear? So if you want to weigh in on that on the calls, that
Superheroes or
would be,
villains? What are
yeah,
they?
that's great. 717 Glazer 8, the 717-452-9378. You were busy. You were in Tampa for your
Yes.
classes, and now
Yeah.
you're going to Bradenton.
Only 3 left. Only three times in the next few months that we're going to be teaching this. As you know, education is mandatory. You don't get certified within 90 days of getting on the board. You are off the board. And we have 3 left. This coming week on the 29th, we're going to be in Bradenton at the L&L Condo and HOA Expo. All these classes start at 8 o'clock a.m.
The wife. Also, you're going to be in Miami November 5th.
Yes, and then Orlando on November 12th. Don't miss out. This is the last 3 times we're going to be teaching this for a while. You know, we've said over the last few weeks just how many different things need to be taught this year.
And everyone's just like dazed and confused.
Dazed and confused. I'm telling you, if there ever was a time to take the class, this is the time to take the class. Do not embarrass yourself.
Bad idea.
And take a class that you can just turn on your computer and come back in 4 hours.
You can ask him questions.
Right. And you know what? Like we always said this, I learn a lot from just people answering questions that I ask out there in the audience and participating. It's an honor to be with everybody. They feed you, like you say.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
And he teaches all kinds of stuff like the inspection reserve funding, also the records, official records, and the from time to time language, collection manager responsibilities, all of that. And you get a nice certificate. It's free. They feed you, and you get to meet Eric in person.
And we'll see you Tuesday on the 29th.
Can they still sign up?
Yeah, they can still sign up. Yeah, sorry. Just go to Condo Craze and HOAs. Yeah, and like I said, we'll see you on Tuesday. Hey, let's take a couple questions from the chat. Donald Drew writes in an HOA is a 2/3 or major vote required for changing gate operations from 12 hours to 24 hours. Now, these are generally decisions that are made by the board of directors. I don't think that the unit owners have a say in this whatsoever. The type of services that a community hires, those are decisions made by the board. I don't think that the unit owners have a say in that at all.
But if it's only 12 hours, is it just left open the other 12 hours? How does that work? Or it's closed?
Yes. So now it becomes potentially a less safer community in those 12 hours. But, if the unit owners don't like it, recall the people who made that decision. Joseph Kessler writes, we have many upcoming events at our pool and clubhouse. Do we need to post 48-hour notices that there may be a quorum of board members present? And the answer to that is no. If these are just fun events, right, there's going to be board members in attendance. There's no reason why it matters that there's a quorum in attendance, because these are, fun events, Halloween events, dances, Thanksgiving. No, you're not doing association business. As long as you're not talking shop, you're good.
They're not voting on something by the punch bowl.
Exactly. So no, you don't have to worry about anything like that, Joseph. Okay.
But in the pool, that's a different topic.
If you're talking shop, it's a different story, but not for these fun social events. All right, back to the phones. Who do we got? Just please say your name and you're next.
I think it's going to be Diane.
Is it Diane? Hi.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
Who's there?
Tom.
Tom? Is it Tom? Whoever it is, let's go. Who's next?
Hello?
Yes, hi. Who is it?
Oh, you're breaking up.
You're breaking up.
Hi, is that me?
Yep,
yeah, that's you.
He's
Hi,
asking me
how
if
are you?
that's
Good
him.
morning.
How do I know if that's
Are
him?
you wearing a costume?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to put one of those little masks on for 99 cents from Walmart.
There you
that
go.
shows Jason.
He's going all out. All right, how can we help?
Yes. So
we're looking to change our documents. The board voted to change some documents on the weight limit of dogs and something else. So we still have about another couple of weeks left until the 90 days are up. So one homeowner is complaining that people are moving out and selling their houses if they voted that their votes shouldn't count. Is that true?
I'm not 100% sure of the question.
You mean the
Thank you.
people that are moving out and selling their houses don't get to vote because they don't count anymore?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, right.
Yes,
Okay,
that's the
you
question.
get to vote. You get to vote as long as you still own a home
Yeah.
in that community. Period. If at the moment that you're given that ballot, you are a homeowner, you get to vote. End of story.
What if
Makes
the home?
sense?
What if the home is in escrow?
As long
Still.
as that person is the owner, that person gets to vote.
Okay.
Period.
So when they sell their house and somebody else buys it, does that homeowner who left and voted and their vote is being counted? Is that correct?
Their vote
Or do we
counts.
have to
Their
remove
vote
their
counts.
vote?
That's correct. Their vote counts. If they
And
voted while
applies.
they're the owner, it counts. Now, let me ask you a different question. You said that you were changing your documents because you want to change the weight limits of dogs in the community,
Yes.
right? Okay. The people that have dogs in your community, are many of them, do they have the dogs because they're emotional support animals? Is that what people coming
Some
up with
do.
those notices?
Some are sneaky. All of a sudden, when we tell them there's a weight limit, and they would say, "Well, now I have a service dog
Right.
or emotional support animal."
Right. So just
Those
to let
people
you
are
know,
sneaky like that.
right. Just to let you know, though, you can mend your governing documents to your heart's content regarding weight limits.
Yeah.
None of it applies if the animal is a service animal or emotional support animal.
So
You're
they
gonna
can
have
have.
the fattest
That's
emotional support animal you've ever
It could
seen.
be a horse.
Basically, that's
Yeah.
right. Exactly. An
All
emotional
right.
support
Thank
animal
you,
could be
guys.
anything. That's
Thank you
exactly right.
very
You
much.
got it.
Thank you. Just one thing about if
Yeah.
you're selling your house and you voted on something,
Yep.
it's going to apply to the person who
It
bought
certainly
that
will.
house.
It certainly will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Next, who's in line, Rob? Who do we got?
Diane.
Hi. Who's next?
Diane. Hello? Hello?
Hey. Good
Hi,
morning.
Diane.
Hello?
Yes. Good morning. How can we help?
Hello? This is Diane from Dunedin.
How are you, Diane?
Hi. The reason I'm calling is we have a 7 number.
Diane, you're
Hello, can
breaking
you
up.
hear me?
Diane, you're breaking
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one
All
more
right.
shot, and then I'm going to go to the next caller.
I'm gonna have to call you back because
Okay.
this thing
Next
blocked
caller, Rob.
or-
Who else we got?
I can't hear you at all.
Okay. Who else we got, Rob?
Hello?
Hi. Who's
Sean
next?
from Tarpon Springs.
Hey. Who's next?
Hi, this is Sean from Tarpon Springs.
Hey, Sean. Good morning.
Great show. Great show. I watch almost every week.
Thank you.
2 quick questions. We had our SERS prepared. All of our existing reserves are in general reserves, and they will all be in the SERS reserves. Do we still need a membership vote? to
All of
formally
your
move those
existing
in?
reserves are in general reserves. So if you're going to now take these reserves and put them into Sears reserves, the answer is yes, you need a membership vote. If those reserves are going to be now transferred to things that they weren't originally reserved for, right? So let's say you were reserving for pool furniture, right? You were reserving for carpeting, you were reserving for tile, you know, those types of things. But now you want to move that money. That's not a bad idea. You want to take that money and you want to move it into the Sears reserves, right? So those reserves that you
Right.
want to move, you'd be taking and using it for purposes that they weren't originally intended for. So in order to do that, you're going to need a vote of the members of the community. You're going to need a 50% plus 1 vote of everybody in order to do that. Okay, make sense?
Yeah, except for the all of our existing reserves are considered SERS reserves.
Okay, so in other words,
So-
if every one of those categories, in other words, you have money set aside for the roof, and you know that roofs is the first thing in the Sears reserves, right? So if you're taking
Right.
roof reserves and bringing it into the roof reserve component of the Sears reserves, you're fine. No vote needed.
Okay.
Okay?
Another quick question, if I can. Our master association will not have adopted their budget before we have to send out our notice and budget for our sub-association.
Right.
Do we have any leniency to adjust our budget during our budget
Sure.
meeting based on what they adopted?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem doing that because you don't know what line item to put in your budget because of the master hasn't completed theirs. So what I would
Right.
do, right? What I would do to everybody is when you're sending out your budget for your sub, put in there that this budget may be readjusted at the meeting because the master association has not provided their figures to
But
date.
shouldn't those docs sync up so the
Yeah, but
master
they didn't.
association's
Yes,
ahead of you?
yes, but the master association didn't do it. So
Oi.
they didn't do it. So I would just spell it out to everybody. Make
Yeah.
it very clear.
Okay.
Throw
Okay.
the master
Yeah,
association under
yeah,
the
'cause
bus.
our,
We
our
wish you.
sub-association actually requires a 30-day notice, not 14.
Okay, then
So,
do
okay.
it. Okay.
All right, thank
Wish
you.
you a lot of luck.
Have a
Good call.
great day.
Good call. Let's go back to the board for a second.
Okay.
Logic Base writes in, do you advocate for 100% transparency with regards to bank statements, invoices, CDs, saving accounts, pretty much everything the board or management company does on behalf of the owners except legal matters?
Yeah, especially if they invest your money.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Forget about what I advocate for. There's a recent Court of Appeals decision in Florida that, because your first thing that you mentioned is bank statements, and there's a Court of Appeals decision that says an owner wanted access to the bank statements of the community, of the association, and the association fought back and said, nope, can't see the bank statements. Bank statements aren't specifically mentioned word for word exactly
Really?
in the statute. But the District Court of Appeals held that, wait a minute, it talks about the unit owners having the right to financial records, right? Under the statute 718, 111, 12. And this is also for HOAs. And the Court of Appeals held that bank statements basically fall under financial records.
Okay.
Unit owners, you have a right to see bank statements.
Very good.
Okay, but yeah, big decision. So I never understood why associations thought that they can hide bank statements of all things from the owners. If there's
Well-
anything that owners should be able to see, it's the bank statements. No?
Especially back when they had the debit cards.
Of course.
You
right?
know?
Yep. Playing blackjack at the Hard Rock with the debit cards.
Hello.
Let's take our final break of the hour. Don't wait for the last second to keep the calls coming. 717-452-9378. Or drop us a question in the chat box on YouTube. Back right after this.
Rimkus Consultants offer the professional expertise to help condominium and cooperative communities provide safe, compliant buildings for their tenants. We have more than 170 Florida licensed engineers and architects who are experienced with local regulations and can assist with Senate Bill 4D compliance. We can help with milestone structural inspections, capital expenditure evaluations, structural integrity reserve studies, and developer transition reports. Focusing on energy, resilience, maintainability, and sustainability, our experts can help with every phase of the building life cycle. For mitigation after a catastrophic event, building restoration, repair and remediation consulting, or Senate Bill 4D inspections, please visit rimkus.com.
All over the world, people have plumbing problems. These problems can be expensive and destructive to fix. Have you ever wondered if there was a way to take care of your plumbing problems without destruction and an outrageous price tag? Welcome to Pipelining Technologies, Inc., where we specialize in fixing your problems without demolition and minimum cutting by means of pipelining. Pipelining is the ability to take a pipe damaged by root intrusion or long-term deterioration and make it new. By means of inserting an epoxy-saturated liner into the pipe and allowing it to harden or cure, leaving behind a brand new pipe.
That sounds great. How can I get pipelining in my home, commercial building, or condominium?
Simply fill out our online contact form and a pipelining representative will get in touch with you in a timely fashion, or call us directly at 561-853-5463.
So welcome back to the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs. And to give us a call, we are still taking your calls at 717-GLAZER-8. Also, if you think someone on your board should dress up for Halloween, what would you think they should dress up
Yeah,
as?
nobody really said that, but let's see. There's some comments here. Zona writes in, first, I want to commend you, Attorney Eric Glazer, for such a wonderful presentation. during the HOA and condo seminar in Palm Beach Convention Center last week. Thank you so much, Zona. Gusto writes in, love your show. Wishing Eric and Karen and my beautiful wife, Priscilla, a happy Halloween. Thank you. And I wish you a happy Halloween. Deborah, here we go. Our board needs to dress as Scrooge. They don't spend money.
That's a good thing they don't spend money.
No, you know what? I'm not a believer in that all the time. I like a board who spends some money and makes the damn place look great. Not just good.
Yeah.
Great. I want my place to look exceptional. You know, you want to sell your unit, you want your condo, you want people to walk in and go, wow, this board cares about keeping it up to date. They care about keeping it modern. They care about keeping it presentable. That's the kind of community, at least I want to live in. Gusto writes in, it's that famous glazer blazer that makes Eric look spiffy. Thank you, Gusto.
Yes, you do look good.
And now let's get back to the phones.
Oh yeah, we're gonna back to Diane. We're trying Diane again. You're back on.
Hello.
How are you, Diane?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you so much. We have a 7 condo association, 7 in our condo whole complex, our community, and we have an ink board which is responsible for the amenities and the common areas. Recently at a board meeting, our property manager announced that she had the majority vote of the board members to use ink funds, amenity funds, to get a cease and disorder against a housing unit in one of the associations. When the board members sitting at this meeting were baffled and stunned, and of course, about 2 days later, we get an email from our president saying that he acted unilaterally using the funds to have this housing issue taken care of and get a cease and disorder against his people. This was, and I think it should have been the association, the condo association of that building, to pay for the legal fees. But the attorney knows about this, but is there something we can do? Because we feel, the owners feel that the board president acted unilaterally without the majority of the board's
Okay,
vote.
so you're saying a lot there. So slow down. So I don't know if you live in a multi-condominium, right? It looks like, you said there's like 7 different condominium associations, but does each one of those condominiums have their own board of directors, or is there one? Okay, because if they didn't have their own board of directors, that would be what's called a multi-condominium.
Okay.
Where you have all these different condominiums, but there's one board.
Okay.
So that's called a multi-condominium. That's not your case. You're saying that there's a whole bunch of subs apparently, and then one master association. And the
not a master association. It's an it's a incorporated amenities association.
Yeah,
I don't know what an amenities association is. I have no idea what that is, and respectfully, I'm not sure if you're saying the right thing, because I've never heard of an ink board.
An ink? I know. I thought she was talking about
no such thing. But if there's a master and a sub, and there's a president of a master who thinks that that president gets the right to decide who and who not to sue, that's absolutely wrong. Yes, it would seem to me that it's that sub association should probably decide whether or not to sue that person living in their community. But if that person living in the sub association is violating provisions of the master governing documents, the master governing documents would have the right to sue that person as well. Now, should it be a decision just made by the president? Obviously not. Why? Because how many times have we said it on the show? President is one board member, just like everybody else.
Right, and the board can change that instantly.
And the board can change that
back
instantly.
to a director.
Yes. So hope that answers your question. Rob, back to the phones.
Ink board.
It did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who
else we got?
We got David from St. Pete. Oh no, yeah, David from St. Pete.
How are you, Dave?
Hey there. I was at your Tampa class, and it was great as always.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Glad you liked it.
My question is more, I guess, on minutes wise, but when you have a board meeting scheduled and there's not a quorum, do you even hold the board meeting, or do you show up, call to order, confirm there's no quorum, table it to another date, and then adjourn? Or so you have the minutes showing that, or do you just not hold the meeting at all?
I don't have a problem if there's minutes.
Stuff about from my LCAM.
Well, I don't have a problem if there's documentation
You tried.
showing that you tried, and there was no quorum in attendance, no meeting ever started. What's wrong with that? I think that's
well,
fine.
that's my question. My LCAM's saying you shouldn't even be there to hold the meeting.
I don't actually think it's minutes, but I don't have a problem if it was documented that you tried to get a quorum of board members in attendance and you couldn't do it, because you're going to look back on that
Right.
at some point and
See
say,
what
hey, what
happened.
happened on that meeting on, June 9th, right?
Right.
And if you never kept track as to the fact that you couldn't get a quorum on that day,
Right.
it's going to be like, what happened on the day? There should be some documentation. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Okay?
All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
Better safe
All
than
right.
sorry.
Keep the calls coming. A few minutes left.
So we've
Who's
got
next?
somebody from Delray. And
Oh, wait a minute. That's me. Hi.
Anita, hi.
Hi. My name is Anita. I'm from Delray Beach.
How are you, Anita?
I'm fine. I'm so happy to speak to you.
Thank
The
you.
thing is, I don't know if all right, I'll tell you a little about this. I've been
I got a feeling
the
a
vice
long question's
president
coming up.
of this association. The president is an absentee president. He was in Rhode Island and Ireland for about 6 months, and I took care of everything here. Little things, big things, whatever came up. He came back, and all of a sudden, they're asking me for the keys back. I had the key box, with
Right.
we have everyone's keys, missing a few, of course. And she started saying things about me.
So the question is, hold
land.
on. So you have a problem giving back the keys that you were maintaining control
wait,
of
no, I gave back
that
the
person was
keys.
in Ireland.
No.
You gave him back the keys. You gotta
gave
talk
back the
fast
keys.
because
but some of them are missing, and they're accusing you of losing the
that
keys.
could be it.
No, please let me say it. There's nothing missing. Please. I've had these keys since the president went to Rhode Island. Okay. Yes. The treasurer. This is the person I'm having a problem with. She's very evil and mean. I watched her cat for 2 years in her house.
Kill me.
She goes away quite often.
All right, but we don't have to know that you watched her cat. What is your question?
Okay, but this is important because I've been
Watching the cat is important.
She called me a liar. No, she called me a liar. She called me, said people don't like me. People don't want me to have the keys. They don't trust me. I've had these keys forever. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm being slandered.
Okay.
And the president came back, and maybe they're having an affair. I don't know. All of a sudden,
And she's worried about getting slandered. But go ahead.
The secretary and the president, and you're the vice president?
There's an All in the Family show.
I'm the
Archie's
vice
listening
president.
to Edith.
Yeah.
And she's just rambling on, and he's loading a gun, and he's going like that, and he just blows his brains
stop,
out.
Really, I've been in touch with him the whole time he was gone, telling him everything that was going on. Everything is fine, and all of a sudden, he's siding with her.
What is your question? Last shot. What's your question?
I mean, they can remove you as vice president if they don't like what you're doing.
About
if somebody is slandering you, remember it's only defamation if that's said in front of other. Hold on, it's only defamation if it's said in front of other people and someone else heard it. So I don't know if this is something that she said to you in private, or it's something that was said in front of the whole community.
I have it in writing.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it wasn't published to a third person. It's not defamation,
Yes,
right?
I sent it to the management
Oh, you
company.
sent it. So you published your own defamation. Rob, before everybody witnesses live on the air, me blow my brains out, please go to the next call. I can't take much more.
Everybody needs to grow up in these
I
in
can't
this
take
board.
much
They
more.
need
Okay,
to
who else do we got?
be the bigger person.
Yes. Who's next?
James from Tamarack.
I lost like 3 minutes of my life there. I'll never get back. Yes.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Who do we got?
I have 2 questions. And the first, I'm going to talk about a scenario. We had a board member appointed January of 2025.
Yes.
He never did his 4-hour training. So in April, we suspended him.
Yes.
Now it's October. And the new board, we appoint a new board every year or
Yes.
elect a new board.
Okay,
He put
right.
his name in again.
Okay.
So the question is, does this suspension continue, or does he get another
That's a
90-day
great
reprieve
question.
every
That's a
year?
great question. I would think he gets another 90 days to get on the board. Yeah, I think he gets another 90 days.
So that could go repeat every single
Yeah,
year.
technically, I think you're right.
technically.
That's a great question. That's a really great question. But yeah, I think he was
Okay,
elected. So since he was elected, the people want him on the board.
well,
So that
actually, he
90
didn't get
days.
elected. He put his name in, and since there was not an
Okay.
election because
Okay.
there wasn't enough members.
Okay, so he got on the board automatically. Right. So
Yes.
he's on, and I think with the minute that he gets on, he gets his 90 days again.
Okay.
Good question now.
And my second question goes back to the service animal question again. We had this come up where they were trying to rent a unit, and they had a 53-pound dog that they couldn't identify the breed. And when I checked with our insurance agent, he said our GL policy had both breed and size restrictions on dogs.
Right.
So the question is, are we still forced to take that service animal and have to deal
You
with the
sure are.
insurance?
Yes, you sure
separately?
are. That's a great question. That's a great call.
But
One minute you get a crazy call, the next minute you get a really great one. This is an example of a great
it's
one.
a mutt, or are you worried it's a pit bull?
Is it kind of like a pit bull type of dog?
Well, it could be partially a pit bull. We
Right.
don't know. They won't identify the
Yeah.
breed.
Case out of Dade County, a long
Yeah.
time ago now, where Dade County didn't allow pit bulls.
Right.
There was actually a county ordinance, and the HOA told the person, "You have a pit bull, got to get it out of here." And the person said, "No, it's not just my pit bull. It's my emotional support pit
Oh,
bull."
interesting.
And the bottom line is, federal law trumps state law. That person got to keep their pit bull based upon the fact of the supremacy clause. Actually, I believe was how the court ruled in that case. And yes, they had the right to keep their pit bull.
So does
Couldn't-
that mean that
Now-
the federal agents out in California can't be arrested because of the supremacy law?
Well, time will tell about that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting case, by the way. Yeah,
Right.
time will tell. That'll another case going to the
So
Supreme
if
Court.
this person, sorry to interrupt.
but no, you have a great point. But here you have a situation where he can't get insurance, right? He can't get insurance if that dog would do something. Now what?
We'd have to change our GL policy. We'd
Yeah.
have to find a different carrier.
Yeah.
But you can do a
Just to allow
DNA
this
on the
person
dog.
to rent.
Yeah, pretty. And I hear you, and that's a problem that I wonder if any other associations out there have dealt with, and if so, I'd love to hear about it. Call in. I'd love to know if anybody else was told someone else comes here with a pit bull, we're not providing coverage, GL coverage to the
But
community.
it's this emotional support animal, you're saying? So federally, it's allowed anyway.
Yeah, it's allowed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they can't get insurance coverage now. That's what you're
Because of
saying.
it.
Because
Well, our
of it. Very
insurance would
interesting
deny
case.
a claim, is what
Yeah,
they
right.
would say.
Very interesting. If we have insurance agents that are sponsors of the show, and I'm sure we have some listening right now. Anybody knows the answer to that question, let us know, but it's going to have to be next week because we are
my
at the
gosh.
end of today's show.
Good stuff.
Good show. Yeah, good show today. And thank you.
Thank you.
And if anybody needs legal help off the air, you can give Glazer and Sachs a call at 954-983-1112. Again, 954-983-1112. You can view our website at www.glazersachs.com. And like I said in the beginning of the show, if you're trick-or-treating this week, we wish you a wonderful time with your children, grandchildren, or even if you're old enough or young enough, I should say, to still go trick-or-treating yourself.
That's right.
Have a great time, right? You're never too old to do that.
No.
Right? I would never turn anybody away who knocks at the door, no matter how old they are.
And you can take your mask off now.
Ah, funny. Everybody have a wonderful, safe week, and we'll see you again here on Sunday, 11 a.m. on Condo Craze and HOAs, and we'll see you in Bradenton on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Take care,
21st.
everybody.
Wait, what? Wait.
The 29th.
29th.
I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
See you Wednesday. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Robert.